Hi friends, myself Dr. M.H. Annaya, Vice Principal, Saptagiri College of Engineering and former Professor of Mechanical Engineering at M.S. Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Friends, in today's session, we are going to have the projections of a square prism resting on one of its slant edges on HP. So in the previous session, I have told you about the nomenclature of a square prism, about its top face, bottom face, and the size or shapes of the lateral surface, etc. In today's problem, we have a square prism having shorter edge 25 mm. A square prism will have a square bottom and a square top. Here the edges are AB, BC, CD and DA. Each of them measures 25 mm, and the axis of the solid, or the height of the solid from here to here, or from the center of the top face to the center of the bottom face, it is given as 60 mm. Now it is resting on one of the longer edges on HP. So basically, any of the pyramid or the prism, whenever they have to rest on one of the corners or one of the longer edges or one of the slant edges on HP, or any of these are inclined to HP, we have to place the object initially such that one of the corner of the object will come to the right side of the observers. So I am going to start the problem like this. Mark an XY line indicating the point of intersection of the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. Mark VP by HP indicating first angle projection. Now in the top view, when you place the object with one of the corners to the right side, in the top view you get a square, and in the front view you will be able to see two rectangles. That is, this is one rectangle, these other two rectangles. Or in other words, you can see 1, 2, 3 slant edges, the top face and the bottom face. So let me write down the top view of the object, the solid square prism. So I will tell you how to construct also in detail. So it is a square prism, top view. Friends, how to construct this? So each of these sides is measuring 25 mm. I draw a horizontal line and draw any other line at an angle of 45 degrees and of length is equal to 25 mm. Likewise, mark another line from the same point of length equal to 25 mm and angle equal to 45 degrees. So once you have these two lines, then taking this point as the center, radius 25, you can draw an arc. Likewise from here another arc, those two meet at this point. You get the top view of the square prism. And before I mark it, let me construct the front view. And as I have shown before, it is going to be two rectangles. So this is the complete front view. This comes exactly in the center, and this will give you the complete front view of the solid. This is the top view of the solid. Let me mark different corners and centers of the solid. Now let me start from point A here. This is A, B, C, D. Then come to the front view and mark this as A dash, B dash, D dash, C dash. For the set bottom one, A1 dash, B1 dash, C1, D1 dash, and this is C1 dash. For the axis, O dash and O1 dash. Here double marking AA1, BB1, CC1, DD1. Here, as I told you before, the bottom corners are not visible. We can show D1, A1, B1 and C1 in bracket. Locate the center by joining these two diagonals and you will have the center O, O1. So this is the center of the top and bottom face. This is the axis. And friends, you can just observe here. When you look at the object like this, we have written this longer edge, say BB is there. The axis is behind that. So the longer edge covers the axis. Hence I have given prominence to the edge and I have shown it by a visible line. Now, friends, if you see this figure, you can observe that the object is resting on its bottom face A1, B1, C1, D1 and the top view is a square here. Here you can observe that the axis of the solid axis is now perpendicular to HP. It's very obvious in any of these solids, pyramids, prism, cones, whatever it may be. The axis will always be perpendicular to HP whenever they are placed on their base. Now it says, draw the projection of the solid when the solid is resting on one of the longer edges. So what is the longer edge here? In the front view you can observe, friends, that the last line of the figure represents one of the longer edges. There are 4 longer edges. So this is one such longer edge, that is C dash U1 dash, which is very obviously perpendicular to HP. Longer edge is perpendicular to HP. It is very obvious. When the axis is perpendicular, these edges are parallel to that and they will also be perpendicular. He says the object has to rest on one of the longer edges on HP. So I am going to, they have the figure like this. This was the longer edge which was perpendicular. I am going to place the object such that it rests on XY, rests on HP. So if I call this figure as 1, I redraw this figure as figure number 2 such that the long edge CC, which is perpendicular now, rests on the XY line. So I just redraw this figure like this. See, figure number 1 is redrawn as figure number 2 here. Same figure, same dimension, and see, this was figure 1. I have drawn like this. So A dash will go to top. This is B dash, B dash. And this point is C dash. On the bottom you have A1 dash, B1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, and the axis O1. This is dash, this is dash. You can see, friends, in figure number 1 the axis was perpendicular to HP. In figure number 2, that line C dash C1 dash is resting on XY. I will say here longer edge on HP. Longer edge on HP. This is only this resting on HP now. So this is figure number 2 I will call. Already said figure number 2. Now friends, after placing the object on one of the longer edges, I should get the top view. Let me see how it appears. I will show you practically. If the object is resting on longer edge like this, on the longer edge, very obviously you will get in the front view again the same figure. Only it happens only in case of square prism. The front view and top view, they will be identical whenever the object rests on one of the longer edges. So let us see, follow the procedure to get the complete figure. So now I will start from the top face, A, B, C, D. Look here, I will show for one point, A, horizontal line from A, vertical line from A. This point will become A. Likewise B, D. So on this will lie D at equal distance. You will have the other point. So this point is D and A, D and C. B, comma C. This point is going to be, this is A and C, sorry, A and C. This point is A, comma C. On this you will have B, here obviously B. So this is the top face, which is again seen as a line, and similarly for the bottom face also you will have equal number of points, that is D, this is D1, this is AC, this is A1, C1, again finally B, this point is going to be B. So you are going to get an identical figure as the top, the front view. So I can say this figure number 1 and 2 in this particular problem, 2 and 3 are exactly identical. So the axis I am marking as O, O1, and this is the top view of the solid. Friends, you can see in the initial position, the object was resting on one of the square faces, and it was seen as a square in the top view and as a rectangle of height 60 millimeter given in question. This is the height of the solid. And then the last line indicated one of the longer edges of the solid, which was perpendicular to HP. As per the problem, the object has to rest on one of the longer edges. So I have redrawn this figure by making this C dash C1 dash to rest on that. I got the corresponding top view and the rectangle D1, B1, BD. Friends, you can see here the object is resting on the longer edge. O dash O1 dash is the axis, and here there is a given condition here says that the plane containing the longer edge is CC, and the axis is O1. So the plane is having 4 points: O dash, O1 dash, C1 dash, and C dash. So this plane is seen as a line here as O1, C1, C. So here you can observe the plane represented by this rectangle is seen as a line in the top view, and you can say this is a plane which is perpendicular. This is parallel to BP. See? A plane, whenever it is parallel to BP, it is seen as a plane. So obviously it is seen as a line in the top view. So this plane is parallel to BP and is seen as a line. But in the question he says the plane containing the longer edge of the solid trace and the axis should be perpendicular to HP. So this is perpendicular whenever the plane is vertical. So I have got the plane parallel to BP. I have to redraw that at an angle of 30 degrees to BP. So I got figure number 1, 2, 3. I am going to redraw this figure 3 such that that plane which was parallel gets inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to BP. So I am going to redraw this figure number 3 as figure number 4 here, having the same dimensions. So the figure number 4 I am drawing here is exactly identical to figure number 3. The same thing I am drawing like this. So obviously the last point, this is DAC, DA, comma C, and this point is B. Likewise for the bottom face you have got B1, this is A1 C1, and this is B1. The bottom face axis is O1, this is O. So in this I have written this figure number 3 at an angle of 30 degrees to BP. Now finally we are left with finding out or getting the front view of the solid. Friends, this is very clear. The object is resting on one of the longer edges CC, and the plane containing the longer edge and that has become inclined at 30. I should get the front view of the solid. In the front view, since the top face of the solid ABCD is nearer to the observer, or bottom face is away from the observer or nearer to VP, the observer will be able to see the complete face ABCD. Hence, I project these points and get the front view of the top face. Top face is ABCD. Follow the procedure. So, you can start from point A, horizontal from point A, vertical from point A. This will give you, the point of intersection will give you A dash. Likewise, B and D. B and D will fall on this, exactly in the center. So, vertical line from B, horizontal line from here, from B, will give you this point is B dash. Similarly, C and D. So, you have got A dash, B dash, C is here, vertical line from C, horizontal line from C. This point is going to be C here, and D will fall on this. Follow the same procedure. This point is going to be D. So, you have got A dash, B dash, C dash, and D dash. And all these 4 corners are visible to the observer. Hence, I show them by dot lines. So I join A dash, B dash, B dash, C dash, C dash, D dash, D dash, A dash. And I mark the center of that as O dash. This is the front view of the final front view of the topics. Now, on the same lines, I should get the four corners of the bottom page, namely A1 dash, B1 dash, etc. Follow the same procedure, and you will have an identical figure that you are going to have like this. Same. Follow the same procedure, you will have here another 4 points. Let me mark them. This is A dash, A1 dash, B dash. This point is going to be B1 dash. Then C dash is here, C1 dash. This is B1 dash. So, here friends, the figure you are going to get here for the bottom face is exactly similar to that you get for the top face. So, let me join the visible lines of the borders. So, this is a full line. AA, this is a full line, this is a full line, and here you can just see this BB is also visible. So what is not visible is the corner B1 of the bottom face not visible, and hence all these lines, the shorter edges AD are A1 D1, and these are shown by dotted lines. This is the center of the bottom face, I call it as O1 dash, and this is O dash. Friends, finally, the edge on which the object is resting is also visible very obviously. This figure represents the final front view, if you mark it as FP, and this will give you top view. You see here. Finally, the object is resting on one of the longer edges. And you can also observe a very important point in this particular prism. The object is resting on one of the longer edges, and you can see the two rectangular faces. This is one and the one behind. These two rectangular surfaces, they are always equally inclined to HP. That can be seen in the front view as alpha. This angle alpha and this angle alpha, they are the same. That means whenever this prism is resting on one of the longer edges, the two rectangular faces contain the longer edge, namely C, C1, B1, B, and C, B, B1, C. The two rectangular faces are equally inclined to HP and is represented by alpha. I hope all of you have understood this problem. Friends, if you are happy with the presentation, you subscribe, share the information with your friends, and see that everybody learn the drawing, which is a common subject for all engineers graduating from any university. Thank you very much for viewing this video, and this is Dr. M. H. Chennaiah signing off. Thank you very much.